see, I've got 3.8 there. I was working on 3mm steel. So I'll put my tack on here, yeah, as you can see, and I use this Kennedy rule. It's like 0.75mm thick, yeah, and I use this 0.75, yeah, there you go. So that's what we have. That's the kind of fit up. There you go, see, no resistance. So I put my first tack in here, and this is all fairly good. Now see, you can hear the skip. So there we go, and it's like that. Now I can put a tack here. Okay, so those are loads of tips there and tricks. This one is going straight up here like that. Beautiful. We haven't even touched the new panel yet, guys. We've just put in a new corner here. Okay guys, so we're going to make a start on this one, and like I said, we're going in here behind the front wheel on this Westie, and we're going to, there we go, we're going to clean up all this area here. Yeah, I've got a scraper there, and I've just been taking the heaviest of this gunk off it. It's like real sticky stuff. There was a piece on there. Well, I'll just show you this. What we had was, we had this here, this piece that screws up onto it there, like that. So that's that has no future, right? That's going, and this guy's going to get covered in, right? Basically. So we've got to figure out now the best way to approach that. And obviously it's not cutting circles, and I could drop a template in from the top and just scribe it out, but we have some profile here, right, from this belly pan, and the profile would have ran up here. Doesn't quite go to the end. Maybe it will. I'll have to look on the other side. Maybe we'll do that together, yeah. So that's where we are. We're just behind the jacking point, right, and we're going to make this patch panel for this area. So like I said before, when you have two of those, and here we are here, it actually does run all the ways up pretty much to the end, yeah. So that's okay. There's another piece here. I imagine this is going to come off as well, yeah. So it goes up to the end like that there. Pretty much up to the end. So we can do that. So that's what we have to follow. Yeah? Yeah. That's the end of the crown there, kind of thing. And then it just runs off diagonally or into a closure. Same with this one. And that's the front jacking point behind the front wheel. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So we'll get you set up. I'm gonna scrape off the rest of the gunk and real sticky stuff that's on this. Yeah. That's like that kind of stuff, you know. It's real sticky, gooey. And if you used your sander on that, it would just clog up your sander, and call it another disc, you know, or a sanding pad or whatever it is you're using. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to clean this up and make it ready for weld, and then we'll see where we go as regards, will we cut it square, or, you know, will we put that profile into it, will we cut it square, or will we put a template down and just cut it as it is? And that's the problem then. You're putting in the contours after the fact, yeah? If we just put a piece of paper from the inside down and just mark it around here, that would be the simplest and easiest way to do it, yeah? Okay, now we can sand that, yeah? It's like all this gooey stuff, yeah? Real sticky. Okay guys, so what we've got here is, before I even clean it up, what we've got is we're going to straighten out the panel as best we can. And it's got some lumps and bumps around it because it's either got a bang in the past, which it has. That's what's happened. It's got, or someone put a jack underneath it maybe. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to try and straighten out these lumps and bumps and see what we can make it a bit better. Again, I would imagine because this cutout, show you this piece, because of this cutout, right? That's what's been cut out for venting. I think it was like probably this way. No, so it's that way it goes on. Yeah, right. And it would have been all this gooey, gunky stuff that you see on the frame there. Yeah. So yeah. So we're going to start banging, and we're going to start. I've got this guy here. Some of the rigidity has gone out of this, of course, because of that hole. Than it was now. Probably can't see it, but trust me. You know, in line, we're trying to follow this line here, yeah, you know, this flatness. And when we put in the patch, we'll be able to work it more because, you know, we'll have more rigidity in it. To get the major bumps out of it. Not bad. Like, yeah. So, what I'm thinking of doing now, guys, is actually cutting square, right? So that the piece we make, you know, rather than trying to cut circles, even though yes, we could use this as a template, you know, but there's a profile here. Don't know if I've mentioned this, right? I'm going to show you that a bit better. But like, you know, there's a corrugation basically, and we're going to have to follow that and close in up here like it would have been first day. Yeah. Just before we go cutting anything, right, I just wanted to show you this. So you have the sill running down along there, yeah, and parallel with the sill you have this impression here, right, or corrugation, yeah, and the next corrugation in is, besides this short one, right, is this one here, okay, and that runs diagonally, which means that up here it runs in diagonally. So we have to be careful when we make our piece that this corrugation is going to be running diagonally and it will line up with this piece, right? We're keeping this piece. So what I'll probably do now is I'll probably come a little bit, a couple of mil outside that area there, yeah, and cut this area out, a rectangle, leaving this piece, right? Because we have that piece and it's only going to be more hardship after making this piece. And this is the closing piece of this corrugation. And we'd also have to do that. We'd also have to close it, you know, down into nothing. So we have that already. We keep that. So we'll probably run our line from just here, right? A rectangle. We're going to cut out a rectangle. Couple of mil the far side of this here. Down and across. And we'll use that afterwards, that cutout, plus a mil for the cut, yeah? And we'll add the mil afterwards. So that's what we're looking at. Yeah? So this is diagonal across it. So we'll cut that out, and that'll be the next step in this process. Okay guys, so we've got to mark that now, just so we know which is the back and the front. We just need to call the back, I suppose, really, yeah? But that's what it looks like, yeah? And we're going to reproduce that, so, yeah. This is the back, yeah? And this is the front where it closes out to nothing. So we won't need to do the closures. Okay. Just so we've got to make the profile next on a piece. We've got a blank here, yeah. And maybe that might do it. It's maybe a little short now actually. Shame. So maybe we can go that way, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we call this the back. Yeah. Right, and we've got to put the corrugation into it. Now if we leave it long here and here, right, and we'll use it like this, then we've got a bit to play with. I normally leave a bit anyway, yeah, because it's better, you know. You can take it off, you can't put it on. So I'll go with maybe putting in the corrugation into it, the folds. And we'll take it from there. Okay guys, so what we've got is I've made this little template, okay, and yeah, just a skinny strip so that we can manipulate it and fold it, yeah, and to get it looking like the profile. Okay, so if we go around again and come up here, see if I can swap you around here. So what we want is we want to get the same profile as what's there already, and that's the idea of this skinny strip, yeah. So there you see, hopefully, that, you know, might be the other way around actually. Don't think so. The long side, no. Yeah, I cut a long side and a short side so I'll know where I am. So this is just a rough guide, yeah, so that when we're making our piece we'll know exactly, you know, or we'll have a guide, like a template, and behind is the same, yeah. Alright, so that's the idea of this guy. And while you're here, you may as well look up in the hole and you'll see the floor, the cab floor is up inside there, right? So there was like ducting that came through here, right? In all Westphalias, they have this ducting that comes from the very top, right? So we've got our little template and we've got our cutout here, and so basically lay this down on top of this, yeah, because remember guys, we have that there, yeah, as you can see. So that's the shape. And if you remember, we said that was the back. I haven't marked it because I know this is the front, okay, where it comes out to nothing. So that's where we're at with that. We basically, right, use this, check it on that to make sure it's good, right? And it's good. You're not going to get exactly, you know, one shouldn't be sitting over the other too well, because happy enough with this, okay, as a template. And we've got that there, like I say. And then what I've done is, okay, so if you remember, we were like this and we were like this, okay. Now what I've gone and done is I've gone and put the first line in, right, on the vise, okay. So just bent it over by hand, not too tight a curve. You want to keep similar curvatures, and then lift it up in the vise and get the second one out, right? And you'll see there's a slight, it slants a little bit, you know. It's on the decrease, because if you remember, we're coming up to nothing, okay? So we put that on top of that, yeah. That's not going to be a million miles away when we offer it up, see? Here's where you need to be looking, guys. Yeah, just here. So that's not going to be a million miles away. And now we'll be putting in the second part, okay? So just to, yeah, keep you updated with that. And we can move this afterwards. We have this, and we also have this, yeah? So we're okay. And that's the cutout, right? So if I add 1 millimeter or 1.5 millimeters, so for example, if I use, where did I do it with my marker? Basically, if I use my marker, okay, and yeah, this guy, yeah, and go around with the marker after I'm happy with everything, because sometimes you have to change or alter, and just go around it with the marker. And then if I stay on the outside of the line, right, the outside of the marker line, that'll more than give me, you know, my mil extra, what I need, or what I'm asking, what I'm thinking I'll need, you know, because don't forget, yeah, you know, it's more than a mil. It's more like 2 mil of a line. So, you know, and then you can always just take it down then gradually till you get the perfect fit. That's the way you put stuff together properly. Less distortion and less heat created, right? So, okay, so I'll continue on with this, putting these folds in, and we'll see how we get on, yeah? Okay, guys, so you can see there now, we've got our piece here, right? We're just putting it up to it roughly. So you can see there now. What I've got now is I've got my 2 back lines, right? So it's from here, it's to here is about 30 millimeters, right? And 10 millimeters here. And that's consistent along the line, it's parallel. Everything is kind of squared and looks right, right? The only thing that's off square in this situation is that you can see from here to here. I think you can see that. And also from here to here, right? So it's longer and shorter, because this contour or shape runs diagonally, yeah, on the belly pan. So we're going to put in our 2 folds here now, and then we're going to cut it, and then we're going to offer it up, yeah. So we'll cut it with a little extra meat on it as well. So we'll cut it up here someplace, yeah? Have a little bit of extra meat. Now we'll have to cut it anyway, because to get these folds in, right, in the vise, right, we have like a trough here of about 4 or 5 inches, right? Something I must do as well as make that deeper, because it's handy. The vise is handy in situations like this, yeah? I have a folder, right? You would have seen it around. So this is just handy to do it on the vise, right? It's quick and easy. Okay, so I'll get back to you with this when we get these folds in, and we'll have a look at it then and offer it up, yeah? Okay guys, so we've got both of these marked up with a B now for the back, okay? both pieces. Now there's many ways of doing this, you know, but what you need to be is you need to be careful not to make this piece, right, the piece that we're making, this piece too small. If we make that piece too small, then game's over, start again, yeah? So that's that one, right? And let's just offer this up and see what we've got, okay? The old one, what we cut out. Now, if you don't have to hammer it and shape it, because sometimes this was, like I said previously, the jack or something had hit this. You know, maybe they went over a rut or something and it got battered. So you saw me hammering it. But like if you don't have to change the shape of this piece, then what I'm saying is that the piece underneath, right, the piece we made, then basically all we do is we add 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters all around the edge, and that would fit in there. Or with the very slightest of trimming, that would fit in there. So that's how you make little panels to fit in, you know. That's how you get them to fit in. Once you have the template and you add 2 mil all round, so we would be keeping that like that, yeah, not flush, but bringing it back a bit. So you can always, with a flap disc, yeah, one of these babies, you can always take it down, you know. Like I said before, you can make it big. So let's offer this up. Like, see, that's broken there. So, you know, you have to be careful. And we did hammer this, if you remember. So let's just hit the light here for a second, guys. Might help a little bit. So there's the B for the back, okay? Okay, so we have a B. So that's the back, yeah? Get you there. So you can see what's going on. Now, this is the piece we cut out. You can see, this is our corrugation. See? Now, that's all we're missing here is 1 millimeter all the way around, yeah? So if I take my big hands out of the way, right, you get to see that's the cutout, right? But you get the idea, yeah? So if we add a piece on all round, that'll get us back to where, like I say, you know, remember I said about the marker. If I was to put the marker and then cut on the outside of the marker line, right, that will get us ballpark, that will get us right in there, yeah? So that's what we'll do. We'll see if that yeah, how that works out for us, yeah? Put a marker on it, cut the outside of the marker line. I'll do that with the new piece, right? I'll show you the new piece, right? So here's the new piece, and here's our B again for the back, yeah? I don't know if you can see that. So we turn it around because this is the back. And now, so this fits really well up here. And there's probably a little bit of hammering to be done here. Feels nice, but we're up in the air here, so this would need to be, you know, tack here first and then push, tack and push, and tack and push until we get all the way in, yeah? But we can definitely afford, you can see, it's coming right out beyond, which is, that's the way to do it. Cut it big first, you know, and then offer it up and then see what you can take off. Or like I say, go around this guy, yeah, with a marker, which is about, giving us about 2.5 mil of a extra, and cut on the outside the marker line. There's many ways to fit it in, guys. You know, you could do a cut and shut as well. We could just, once we know that we could just cut there if we wanted with the grind now, cut up through the two, yeah, down here and cut across here, and it's a new size again, cutting out double skins. And because we have the hole up here that I showed you, yes, we could pick out the bits after, yeah, just, you know, there's loads of ways of doing it, right? And really, it's the way that I've always kind of worked off measurements and stuff, so I kind of like that, you know. And like I say, with a marker, 3 mil thick, 2.5 mil thick, the ink line, and then just cut outside and you know you're giving yourself plenty, and then just clean it up and polish it up and make it fit nice, and then just tack it, close in the hole. That's it. That's the way I do it. You know, it's the way I'm used to doing it. Yeah, but like I said, there's many ways of doing it. This is probably, I don't know, this is going on what you cut out. Yeah, so you do cut it out, and you use it as a template. If it needs to be hammered or straightened, then that's okay too. You do that where it needs it. I mean, we're gone right out to nothing on this edge here, which is here, right? And this was battered up. Sorry, down. So I tapped it up to kind of make it level along here, yeah? So we'll see how we get on with this little piece. The impression here is a little bit less than it is on here, right? The pressing, because it's coming to a close. Now we may have to do something with this, yeah? I've tried to make it a small bit. Don't know if you can see that or not. I brought it out to nothing. So, you know, it's as near as damn it, right? Right there, look. So it's as near as damn it, yeah? And the same will be on the other side, but it needs to be pulled down a bit, right? So that's fettling, right? So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to cut it, right, to this size, putting the two B's together, right? So there's one B, and here's the other B, and I just leave a little bit on it like that, right? And I'm going to mark around that, and then I'm going to cut this piece, yeah? So there's the two B's, right? And the B there, I don't know if you can see it or not, and the B there. That keeps them together. So we always know that that's the back. You should always mark, you know, mark, and then you know. Okay, I'm going to cut and I'll bring you back again. Okay, guys. So what I've got here now is, like I said, I don't know if you can make that out, but I've marked around our template, we'll call it, onto here, and I've left a line, okay? So that's the way I prefer to gradually put it together. And I cut off, this is a little bit deeper, and I kept the front here, calling this the front, right? The front side. So that's why our B is gone for back. This was here, and I cut that off it. So let's offer it up and see where we are now. So, okay. So what I can see is that we're a little bit big, right? Obviously. So if we take off that line now, right, with our flap disc, and basically just fit it into position is what we'll be doing. Taking off the line down at the bottom here as well, and just making it fit nice. So that's the final piece of our fit up, right, is making it fit nice. Yeah, you can see it's a little bit, when we put this to it, this is dead nice and flat, and it's up and down, it's a little bit wavy, yeah, because like I said, either they drove over in the past, but this fits up better now, you know, see? So, and when we push it up, that'll be perfect, and this fits good. So I'm going to take the black line off, and I'm going to come back and offer it up again. You always do lots of looking around at this stage, so definitely the black line, and maybe even, you know, work to the inside of the black line, but that's the way to do it. That's the way I do it. That's the way I prefer to do it, and that way you get a perfect fit up. I'll bring you back, guys. Okay, guys, I've been trimming here for a little while now, 5 or 10, maybe 10 minutes, just a little bit at a time, just to, you know, I would say I'm more than halfway through now with the trimming. And just to show you what I'm talking about, you know, again, I've always said it, I've said it before, I'll say it. Trimming and making your piece fit right is the most important thing that you will do, okay? And until it's right, you're not done. So that's like factory, right? If you can see that, there's nothing at all on it, and nothing there. There's a little bit here, look, and the reason why is this is bashed up a bit. Probably can't see that on the camera. Can you see, guys? Yeah, it's bashed up here, so this needs to be brought down a little bit. This is perfect along here. This needs to come down a little bit. My piece needs to come down a little piece like that. There we go. Perfect. So you can see that's what I'm talking about, and perfect along there as well. Look. Yeah. Take that back again. Yeah. And the real, you know, it's moved on me now, but basically, yeah, it can be tapped. Now I'm going to work on this half, right, the bottom half of it here, because I'm not sure yet how that. I need to get a magnet on it now as well, because it's getting difficult to handle. And I think take the black line off of here, right, and we'll have a look at it then, and I'll bring it back to you when it's ready to go. Yeah, so yeah, patience is always the key, obviously. Yeah. Okay, so we've trimmed. The black line is gone now. Was a great pub one time. Okay, so yeah, the black line is gone, right? And there you have it, guys. I've taken the black line off, and this is only a base. Basically now this is just about a balancing act, really. Yeah, I mean that's perfection, right? That's, you know, that's perfect, right? This will keep moving around a little bit now on us, but you know, maybe if I throw the magnet sideways on it, maybe that'll help, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna pile magnets. It should hold it for us. But that's not where we're at. I'm basically only showing you guys, yeah, you know, the kind of fit up, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It is perfect all round, yeah. It's only a case of putting magnets on it now and actually let's see if I can go down a bit lower on it. Maybe at the bottom. Yeah. It does all fit now. There's like half a mil. Yeah. So it's a case of like, if I tack it here now, let's say, and it's up a little bit high there. So let the lowest first, tack the lowest first right there, right? The lowest point. If I put a tack there, I can always push this up, yeah? But you need to be careful, because once you put a tack in, that's going to move and shift, and it could, you know what I mean, it could pull you in the way as well. So you got to be careful to, like, you know, make sure it's going to go in the gate, yeah, or the piece is going to actually go in the opening after. But that's just something you kind of get used to as well. Tacks dictate, you know. So putting the tack on the right place, so, you know, you could put a tack there, for instance, right in the corner here, yeah, and the whole thing then off of this axis can shift around. So if you do need to prise here with a screwdriver, or even something like a Stanley blade or something, just, you know, the top of a very screwdriver, and just shimmy it over, you'll get that on it, right? And once you don't lock it in too early in one particular place, yeah. So guys, I'm happy enough with that fitment now. That's, you know, that's the kind of fitment I'd be talking about, right? Everything, and before you tack it, make sure everything is just smooth, right? And like I say, if you tack that there right, it's too late then. You know, you got to try and poke it and prise it down. So do it here first, right? Do it here first where it's level, right? And then you can, there's a step here, but you can push this up to that. That's the secret there. That's the tip of the day on this, right? Put a tack here, where it's level, and push afterwards, push this one to match this. Yeah, because you're not going to be able to push this, you know. You're not going to be able to get in behind your patch panel and pull it down out again. Once it's up there, you know. So that's the idea, you know. You go for the where it's like there first, right? And then you can always push as you go along, push it in as you go along. Yeah. Okay, a couple of magnets up above it, and yeah, that's the kind of fit up that we're talking about. I can't really touch it because it could spring alive again into a different position, but yeah. So yeah, there's like half a mil or whatever, but you need that little bit because when you tack it, it's going to pull, like I said before. Yeah, it's going to pull. So, you know, needs to come down a tiny bit here, needs to go up a little bit there, you know, but we can do that once we get that first tack in. Yeah, that's a smooth. Needs to come down a little bit here. So there's all bits and pieces like that, guys. Yeah. Sorry, baby. Okay, I may as well throw a tack on this, guys. Just to hold it there, and we can shake it about left and right and see what we're doing. Need a glove. Got a knot. Everything's isolated. Okay, I'll just show you something here, guys. I was just setting the weld set up, yeah. And I don't know if that'll that should come out okay. Okay. So you'll see I've got 3.8 there. I was working on 3mm steel. So as I go down here, we've got the wire thickness, the amps, and the rate of wire, what it spools off. Yeah. So if I go down here to just basically go down to 0.9 or, right, and I have set up steel and 030 or 0.8 millimeters, that little guy. I don't know if you can see all the rest of that, but I will go through this weld set. So we're going to try. Oh yeah, so I've got 0.8 wire in there, guys. That'll be coming out, and I'll be putting 0.6 in, right? Because I was welding. I forget. You guys tell me, what was I welding last? I forget. I was doing something. Yeah, we were doing something. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, here is I'm going to stick a tack here now on this corner, okay, near me, and hopefully we'll be able to shimmy around. That's a bit better. We'll be able to shimmy this around, right, and just see how it goes. But I'm going to put a tack there, and it is going to pull it up, and it's going to pull it that way. I know that already, yeah. But so we're going for our tack, yeah. So I've put my tack on here, yeah, as you can see, and I use this Kennedy rule. It's like, I don't know, it's like 0.75 mil thick, yeah, and I use this 0.75, yeah, there you go. So that's what we have. That's the kind of fit up that we're talking about, guys. I can't even get it in there, yeah. So if I bring this down here, yeah, there you go, see, no resistance. So I've put my first tack in here, and this is all fairly good. Now see, you can hear the skip. So there we go, and it's like that. Now I can put a tack here, okay, and I can put a tack, push it a little bit and put a tack there. That's this part of it done. Here needs a little push up, another tack here, and now we go all the ways along, right? And we still have, and it will tend to come this way, believe it or not. It'll come towards me. So yeah, that's perfect. So I'm going to continue on with the tacking, guys. Right, so I think the more you put one side, the more it's going to pull this way, yeah? If you went down along the right hand side, it's going to pull, because it tightens. Each time it tightens. So you find where's the best place to make it tight on the first tack. And I kind of dictated there. I that's where I wanted to put my first tack, yeah? You get to, so like even, yeah, see what I mean? Even your nail, right? See? Okay. So like I could put another one here, but I think I'll put one here just for now, because there's a little bit here to be done. So if I put a tack here next, right? Just there. I'll do that right now. So clean metal, so I'm gonna snip. Like this is 0.8, guys, 0.8 wire. So I really need to do what I should do and just, right. So I need my glove for that, or maybe this little guy here might just. Right there. Did you see that? Okay. There's a little nipple on it. We can snip that off. So perfect. Yeah. That's perfect. I said here in the middle. So snip again. Always take that blob, right? These are the welding tips and tricks. I know there's very few up to now, but we're going to get into it. That blob doesn't help you in this situation, okay? You have to have 40 years experience, right? To know that, okay? So That's why nobody says anything about that, because believe me, there's a resistance when you want to put your first tack. There's a resistance that you're going to get. And now it's time for that flow. That resistance, guys, is critical in these areas. You can even get a bun hole, right? So now I can see here, this is dead level, right? I'm just going to close my eyes and pull the trigger, and I know that I've got clean metal here, clean on the face of the 1 millimeter on each side, and now the wire is clean as well. I cannot reiterate how important it is to have that clean wire rather than a blob. You can almost kind of understand. Look, if I'm going to pull the trigger now and there's a blob right on the end, a blob, then it's the same as using or trying to weld dirty metal. That's basically what we're at. Eyes. And that's why, look, you see, guys, I can get you a little bit closer. You're on a magnetic stand here, guys, but I'll try and get you closer and just show you that that's how simple it is. If you do the prep, if you make sure everything is right, look, you see? And there isn't a lot of heat. I'm putting my finger on it, okay? And when you have clean metal, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get perfection. And when you don't have clean metal, okay, so settings as well. Obviously settings. Now look, I'm using 0.8 wire, okay? And that's what I'm showing you as a tack. Yeah? And they're all similar. There's a nipple on that. But look, here, look. Everything I've shown you. So now it's going to get harder to move this up because it's pulled this way. This sheet has now had a tack here and a tack here. And that's why I was saying to you, you can see it here and here. Watch. You can see the movement. Yeah. And once I start coming down here, this gap will close as well. So now we're at about maybe getting on for the 1 mil here. But just here, and that's fine. Yeah? The whole thing is moving, right? Now here is above. So we need to grab this, right? With our little rule, I'll put you back. Okay, so if we get a little rule, right? Now, see what I mean? So we've still got 0.75 of a mil or thereabouts. So we can grab it and we can work this part now, yeah? Because this needs attention. So if I tack it level there, that's level. I feel a burr, but it's actually level. There's a burr on the metalwork here that I missed. A tiny little burr. So I'm going to tack it here now, guys. Okay? I don't have my glove and I haven't got my... It doesn't matter how long it takes, guys, once you do it, you know, once you do it to your best of your ability, and the things I'm telling you, right, are important. Little, so snip my blob. Did I show you a blob? Yeah, that's the blob. It's not clean metal, so I'll always say this, right? Clean that, knock that blob off. Next thing is glove, and the next thing is get our little rule, which is very flexible, yeah. And what do we want to do here, did we say? Maybe it's time to give it a pull this way, yeah. You know, I was going to do it there, wasn't I? Yeah, I'll put a little one there, I think. Yeah, okay. What we can do, looks like this needs a little tap. That's better. Yeah. Actually, I could bring it down a fraction is what I think it needs to do. Yeah. like that, you see. Huh? Now, that's better. That's how we do it, guys. Right? Eyes. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, oh, it's perfect. So when the blob is hot, okay, him and his blobs. When the blob is hot, guys, you can work away. I mean, you don't have to cut it, yeah? But when the blob is cold, like now, because it's been half a minute since I welded last, cut the blob off, okay? I have to change the wire. I'm going to put another little tack because that is perfect, right? That is perfect. And when it's perfect, now I could have pulled the trigger on that one, guys. That blob was okay to use, yeah? Little bit up, right? Pushing. There you go, see? 0.8 wire. So the wire is too strong. Really. But that's the way we do it. This is what we've got at the end of the day, right? Yeah? Another one, and once it's all in, guys, right, snip the blob, good to get in here, you know, get it done now. Because you can afford to put heat in there now. Whereas afterwards, if you make a hole there afterwards, you see where you are. You're inside. You know, the outside corners are always easy. The inside corners are not always easy. So now is the time to put, yeah? Makes life easier afterwards, guys. And if I bring you around, okay? I'll bring you around to show you where we're at with this repair. Now, that's where we're at, guys. Look, I don't know if you can. And then here, yeah, and then just push it up after to that. But get here first. Get along here where it's perfect. And afterwards, we'll be able to prise this, right? Here. That can come down, see? With this little tool, right? Okay, so if I sit you here. That's perfect. That's strong enough there that I don't need to put a tack on this outside corner, which I will, but right now I don't need to. Now what I need to do is concentrate on what's good. And like I already said to you, what this is about, guys, if you're not concentrating, this is about where to put the tacks. That's what I'm showing you now. Where to put the tacks. Where's the best place to put the tacks, okay? So there's one here. So if I go again about 3/4 of an inch away, and it is fairly, when I say fairly, I mean that really tight. My tolerances are sorry if you can't see for a second. That's it. Yeah. And that's kind of like, I hope you can see this, guys. Okay, we need gloves again, guys, because it's getting a little bit, yeah. Take that blob off, Joe. Yeah, I hear you guys. Well done. Well spotted. Now that's a long tail. I mean, I've got maybe 3/8. There's a nipple on it. Needs a little push up. Yeah, it needs a bit of a push up, and then of course it'll need to come down. So if I put this one, no blob, but right, that'll hold that. Aha, see? Look at that. When we're sanding back the weld, guys, that's what this is about. Yeah? That's what this is about. It's beautiful. Because if you don't, you'll be sanding one side, the proud side, whichever the proud side is, and you'll be taking away the metal. You'll be taking away the metal of the proud side and weakening it. So it's level here. That wire's too long now. So take that back. And we're good. We're good here. Yeah? So eyes. And we're a bit one-sided there. Notice I didn't have to see, there was no resistance there because the wire was hot. Okay? The wire was hot, and there's no need for clipping the wire when it's actually hot. Better. And we're almost closed in now, guys. Yeah? Almost closed in. God. You see, it's worth putting the effort in. It's worth putting the effort in. I got to bring a lamp back, guys. At the beginning, it's worth putting the effort in. That's where you put the effort in. Yeah, and then it's effortless afterwards, right? How's that looking for you? Effortless. And if you're not happy, you can always do that after the fact. Yeah? because it's still not welded in full, remember. Yeah. Still a small bit there to be done after. Yeah, this is just about getting it as much as possible lined up. Yeah, so we have a blob, a tiny blob. It's okay, because we're going to do that, and I knew that was going to happen. It's going to bun itself out there. Know how to put a bit of meat in the corner like that. We haven't even touched the new panel yet, guys. We've just put in a new corner here. Because in close inspection it was weak. Yeah. Now we're going to go this direction at it. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so you can see we have a gap. Well, maybe you can't. Maybe I'll bring you around this side now, guys. A really strong magnet on that one. But you can see now there's a gap. Yeah? And it probably wasn't that wide earlier on. Yeah? But here's another trick, okay? Clean wire. So look, we've a gap here, right, guys? You see that? 0.8 wire is going in there, no problem. Right? I can shimmy from left to right. There's probably getting on 1.6 or 7 mil of a gap there, okay? And normally people would just approach this by putting it there. But you know how to get around this? Look. Put your wire right there or here, right? And what you're doing is you're putting the wire into the sidewall, the 1 mil, as opposed to shooting it up in the middle, which in equation would be 0.5 on each, you know. That's what I'm trying to, here's what I mean, right? Eyes, you're pushing the wire into the side first of all, and let's see what happens. Split second stuff. Right? There's resistance there. Wire is still hot enough to do what I want to do. Eyes. I'm building off of there. Because we have that gap. And there it is. Yeah? So I hope you saw that. On the left side, we went in like this. Then we went again. Then we went to the right by going right like this to the right and then bridge it across. Okay? Let's try that again. I get my snips closer by here. Let's just do that one more time. Okay, clean wire. Attack it from this side, right? Like that. That's the one I wanted. Okay? Now I can even go in the middle with a blobby wire. Yeah? And there it is. It's bridged. Now what I'll do with this, guys, is I will grind that down flush. Right? Take some of that meat off of it. There isn't a lot of meat on it, but that's what I'll be doing. I'll be taking it down flush and taking away that excess meat. And when you come to close these, right, until you get back out here where there's nothing again, no gap. When you come to close these, it'll be a lot neater because welding up to that, there's a thickness of metal there now, right? And there's a thickness of metal there. And when you have a thickness of metal like that, right, you need to thin it down, thin it out. Right? If you were pipe welding, if you're coded or whatever, that's the practice in welding. That's the proper practice in welding. Is to take the weight, take the meat off of the tack. Okay? So what I mean by that is just grind it down flush. And the same with this one, grind it down flush. We always do that, you know, in the industry. Yeah? When you're pipe welding or plate welding, these are the tacks, yeah? You won't be told that either, you know, by ordinary. But take your tack down, grind it down, take all this meat off of it, and when you're coming along here afterwards, guys, with your tacks, when you come to this, there'll be very little difference between this area and this area. There'll be very little difference between those two areas than where you're just going already coming along here with tacks. Yeah? So, that's it. There's one more tack here, guys. And take this off. Yeah? Always. Don't know if this pliers is good enough. I have a specific pliers here all the time for yeah, it's good pliers. Okay, so those are loads of tips there and tricks. This one is going straight up here, like that. Beautiful. I have to change my wire. I think I'm going to leave this one at that, guys. We're going to weld it up in the next video, okay? But I think for reasons like having enough video shot on this and talking, you know, and then you do this. Make sure before the next lot of welds. Beautiful, yeah? That's how it's done. That's the way to do it, guys. Beautiful. Yeah? That's how it's done. That's that patch. So, I'm delighted with my new setup, guys. Yeah? You can see I've got all my cables, you know, I've got this block put on here now. And that's in another little short video. Turn my lights off. I've got all my tools here that I need to, you know, grinder, pin, Dremel, drum sander. Everything is coming together. Now I need to change from 0.8 wire, which is what I was tacking up with, to 0.6 or 0.23. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Not looking bad, eh? Not looking bad at all. That's it, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah. Done a lot on this one. I think enough as regards the videos and that, etc. The timing of it all. Like I said, yeah. Just to reiterate, okay. Get yourself a skinny piece of, you know, 1 mil, right? If you may think you haven't got it, but you probably have got it. If you've got like a door skin going around there, an old door skin that's damaged or beyond repair, cut a section out of that, right? Just a little strip, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch by 6 inches, and make the shape that you want to copy, right? Twirl it into, you know, into ponytails and etc. Just bend it and get familiar with the bending of it, etc. Put it in your vise and close the jaws on the vise, and just hammer it over or fold it over and give it a little hammer, and that way you get a sharp, you know, you get a sharp corner, 90 degrees. And of course, a lot of the corners we saw today were you know, rounded corners, so therefore you wouldn't then tighten up your vise, right? You would leave the piece of metal you would just leave the piece of metal slide up and down in the vise, so you don't lock your vise. Yeah, you don't lock your vise until and you're gripping the metal, that's if you want a tight, a tight corner at 90 degrees. If you want a more relaxed corner, or a rounded corner, then loosen your vise enough that you can put the piece up and down, in your vise, that it just slides, and then just pull it over, and you can put a nice, tight round or a nice loose round bend on the piece. Twist it, just play with it, and feel the resistance, and feel how malleable the steel is. Then go and make a copy of what it is you need to make a copy of, like how I showed you, and all the way through, the tips and tricks all the way through. On the next video we'll get this welded up, and we'll get on to the top. Inside, I did say the cab floor, it's inside in the cargo floor up here. Inside the cargo floor, right, there's like that same cutout, okay? I should have been better planned here, guys, with what I'm talking about, but look, let's just call it the binocular cutout, okay? That's what I've been trying to call this thing. And that was on up there, and it's on all Westphalias, so, it's like a pair of binoculars, right? Pair of binoculars. So, listen, guys, that's it from me here at Joe's Rust Buckets. Myself and Buster. Buster wants to play with his stone. All right, Bust? Yes. Okay. So, I'm going to change my wire, stay at this, then get this video out and edited, etc. So that will take another day to put it all together. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed it, the tips and tricks, etc., and that you find it useful and informative. So with that, guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next one. Ciao.